The Alliance outpost orbited a fractured moon in the shadowed fringes of the Zorath sector, its patchwork hulls gleaming under sporadic plasma fire like a defiant scar against the void, alarms blaring as Dravex purge squads swarmed like vengeful insects, their spiked ships carving through the defenses with ritual precision. In the heart of the chaos, Aria Voss, a 23-year-old heroine with flowing dark hair and fierce green eyes, clad in skimpy space Lara Croft-inspired attire. A low-cut tank top that hugged her athletic curves, tight shorts accentuating her toned legs, and rugged boots with glowing neon tech holsters strapped to her thighs, leaped from a collapsing turret, her plasma welder igniting in a blue arc that seared through an incoming drone, molten debris raining as explosions rocked the station. At 23, she was the galaxy's unyielding beacon keeper, the rogue who had once defied exile to ignite signals saving forgotten colonies, spark uprisings against Dravex zealots, and awaken lost fleets from nebular graves. Her legend a rallying cry that had forged the newborn human alliance from scattered survivors. Now that alliance teetered under the Empire's counterstrike, and Aria's fierce green eyes narrowed as she rolled behind cover, her flowing dark hair whipping in the recycled gusts, neon holsters humming with gadgets ready to turn the tide. A zealot's plasma lance scorched the bulkhead inches from her head, the air sizzling with ozone, but she countered with a precise welder burst, melting the assailant's carapace in a screeching heap. "Not today, Bugs," she muttered, her voice a grit-laced defiance that echoed through her comms. The outpost was a vital hub, a jury-rigged fortress of salvaged pre-schism tech where Alliance recruits gathered, its corridors alive with the hum of repairs and the chatter of hopeful voices, humans from enclaves like Creon, rogues from traitor lanes, and veterans from Thorn's forgotten fleet, all bound by the spark Aria had ignited. But the Dravex had struck without mercy, their high priest deeming the Alliance a blasphemous stain to be purged before it spread, elite squads infiltrating with warp cloaks, sabotage rippling through systems like venom. Aria sprinted down a flickering hallway, her rugged boots pounding the grated floor, low-cut tank top shifting with each stride as she patched into the commnet. "Clyra, status on those shields. We've got breaches in sectors 3 and 5. Clyra, a mid-20s Solari female hacker with glowing bioluminescent tattoos covering her scaled, iridescent blue-green skin, sharp angular features, and piercing violet eyes that flickered with digital data streams, clad in form-fitting rogue tech attire, a sleeveless vest with embedded holographic projectors, cargo pants lined with gadget pouches, and lightweight boots with anti-grav soles, responded from her remote relay, her hologram materializing beside Aria in a shimmer of light, long tendril-like hair extensions pulsing. Shields at 40% human. Dravex jammers are warping the grid. I'm slicing through, but we need a manual override at the core. Watch for their elites. Those mandibles aren't just for chanting." Aria nodded, her fierce green eyes scanning a junction where sparks flew from damaged conduits, the air thick with the acrid scent of burned wiring and distant screams. The counterstrike had begun subtly. Encrypted signals sowing doubt among recruits, followed by surgical strikes on supply lines, but now it was a full assault. Dravex ships blockading the moon's orbit, their hulls adorned with skeletal trophies and glowing runes promising divine erasure. She knew the stakes. If this hub fell, the Alliance would fracture. Outposts like Creon isolated and picked off one by one, the hard-won unity dissolving into the void. Bursting into the engineering bay, Aria found a cluster of techs, scrambling amid flickering consoles, tools clattering as alarms wailed. At the center stood Finn Harlan, a 20-year-old lanky tech geek with messy blonde hair, wire-rimmed glasses perched on a freckled nose, and a stutter when nervous, dressed in patched engineer overalls loaded with gadgets. His slender frame was hunched over a holographic display, tools dangling from a utility belt. He glanced up, his blue eyes widening behind the glasses, a flush creeping up his neck as he spotted Aria. Beacon Keeper? I mean, Aria Voss? Wow, your signals. They inspired my warp hack designs. I'm Finn, Alliance recruit. Shields are failing. Need to reroute power from aux systems. Aria flashed a quick grin, her flowing dark hair framing her face as she holstered her welder neon tech holsters glowing softly. Good to meet you, Finn. Show me what you've got. We hold here, or the Alliance crumbles. Finn nodded eagerly, his stutter fading in the urgency, fingers flying over the console as he explained his plan. his messy blonde hair falling into his eyes, patched overalls smudged with grease. His crush was evident in the way his gaze lingered a beat too long on her athletic form, but he channeled it into focus, patching Clara's remote hacks with on-site overrides. Together they bolstered the shields, energy humming back to life, just as a Dravex squad breached the outer hull, carapaced forms scuttling through gashes with plasma claws ignited. Action erupted in varied pulses. Aria led the defense, her plasma welder clashing in close-quarters fury, blue flames searing mandibles while she dodged warp-infused strikes that distorted the air like heat mirages. Finn, from behind a barricade, deployed his gadget drones, small, buzzing spheres jury-rigged from scavenged parts that swarmed the intruders, EMP pulses frying circuits and ironic overloads, his wire-rimmed glasses fogging with sweat as he stammered commands. Clara's hologram directed fire, her piercing violet eyes analyzing weak points, holographic projectors in her vest simulating decoys that drew enemy lances astray. The bay shook with impacts, crates tumbling as a zealot charged Aria, its claws slashing. She rolled under, her tight shorts and low-cut tank top practical in the confined space, countering with a welder thrust that pierced its underbelly. "Finn, seal that breach, now!" she shouted, her fierce green eyes blazing. He complied, his lanky frame ducking sparks, a gadget from his overalls deploying a force patch that hummed to life, but not before a stray bolt grazed his arm, drawing a wince. "Got it! Shields holding at 60. The skirmish bought time, but intel flooded in via Clara's hacks. Dravex's counterstrike was galaxy-wide. Admiral Thorne's fleet ambushed in nebulae. Cryon's enclaves under siege, encrypted signals revealing sabotage from within the Alliance. "Traitor," Clara hissed, her bioluminescent tattoos flaring red. "Someone's selling cords, purging our fragments before we unite." Aria's jaw tightened, her mind flashing to the isolation of her exile, the alliances she'd forged now at risk. "We exposed them." "Finn, can you trace the leaks?" The young geek nodded, blushing slightly under her gaze, his messy blonde hair tousled as he interfaced his gadgets with the console. Yeah. My tracer algorithm. It's based on your beacon tech. Give me a minute." As he worked, Dravex reinforcements hammered the outpost, plasma bombardments cratering the moon's surface below, the station trembling like a wounded beast. Aria coordinated defenses, her voice steady over comms, rallying recruits who fought with improvised weapons, mining lasers turned rifles, crystal shards as blades, their faces set in that unyielding human resolve. Finn's crush slipped through in awkward moments, like when he handed her a recharged energy cell for her holsters, stammering, "Why? Your gear's amazing." You're amazing." For the Alliance." She smirked, clapping his shoulder. "Focus, geek. Your hacks are what's saving us." His resolve hardened, the admiration fueling a breakthrough. He traced partial leaks to a high-ranking signal, but the full traitor remained shadowed. The assault intensified, Dravex elites warping in with cloaks, their mandibles clicking chants of purity as they overran outer sectors. Varied action kept the pace relentless. Finn's drones provided aerial hacks, disabling warp jammers. Clara's digital strikes scrambled enemy comms, her sharp, angular features tense in the hologram. Aria's agile fights, her glowing neon tech holsters deploying chaff that confused sensors. But the outpost buckled, hull breaches venting atmosphere, recruits falling back in grim determination. "We can't hold." Thorne's voice crackled over comms, the Admiral, a battle-hardened 50-year-old human veteran with a streaked gray beard, deeply lined, weathered face, and piercing steel-blue eyes. Dressed in a faded, pre-schism military uniform patched with scavenged tech, a holstered pistol at his side, sturdy combat boots, and a scarred overcoat with Alliance insignia. "Fleet's pinned. Need that counterstrike signal to rally the fragments." Aria nodded, her fierce green eyes resolute as she patched into the core transmitter, Finn assisting with his gadgets, Clara boosting remotely. "Broadcasting now. A call to arms. Humans, the Empire strikes back, but we counter harder." The signal screamed across sectors, a defiant cry laced with Alliance chords, rallying scattered forces. Pings from rogues, enclaves, traitors flickering to life. But betrayal warped it mid-transmission. The traitors sabotaged, twisting the beam into a beacon from where Dravex, their invasion fleet, materializing in the void like a swarm of death. The outpost shuddered violently, a massive plasma torpedo tearing through defenses, alarms wailing as sectors collapsed. Aria grabbed Finn, her hands steady on his lanky shoulder. "Hold on, we're getting out." Clara's hologram flickered in alarm. "Aria, the warp's pulling you in. The trap's sprung." Thorn's transmission cut through. "Voss, evade. The fleet's coming, but you're the spark." The station's core ruptured, a nebula-like rift from Dravex jammers tearing open, temporal energies yanking at reality like claws. Aria, Finn, and survivors were dragged toward it, Dravex elites closing in with triumphant hisses, the counterstrike signal echoing uncertainly as the invasion loomed, leaving their plunge into the trap hanging on a razor's edge. The rift's maw spat Aria, Finn, and a handful of outpost survivors onto the battered deck of a shuttle bay, the airlock sealing with a hiss as emergency lights flickered to life, casting erratic shadows across the cramped hold. Aria Voss pushed to her feet first, her flowing dark hair disheveled from the warp, fierce green eyes scanning for threats while her glowing neon tech holsters hummed faintly, the plasma welder still warm in her grip. The betrayal sting lingered like plasma burn, the counterstrike signal twisted into a lure, drawing Dravex elites straight to them, but she shoved it down, her low-cut tank top and tight shorts practical amid the chaos, rugged boots steady on the grated floor. "Status," she barked, helping Finn up, the young tech geek clutching his arm where the bolt had grazed, his messy blonde hair tousled, wire-rimmed glasses askew on his freckled face. He winced but managed to nod, his patched overalls smudged with more grease now, gadgets clinking on his utility belt. S-shuttles intact, barely. Warp pulled us to Thorn's flagship cords. Alliance fragments are scattering. Dravex jammers are isolating us. Clara's hologram materialized in the hold, her piercing violet eyes sharp as she analyzed incoming data. Bioluminescent tattoos pulsing with urgency through her sleeveless vest. "Confirmed. We're docking with the Vanguard now. Dravex counterstrike is full scale. Their zealots are broadcasting dismissals of the newborn rabble as easy prey, blind to what humans do best, adapt and strike back." The shuttle lurched as it clamped to Thorn's flagship, a massive pre-schism dreadnought cloaked in nebular haze, its hull scarred from a century of hiding, now thrust into the fray. Alarms wailed as they disembarked into the flagship's bay, crew members in faded uniforms rushing past with tools and weapons, the air thick with the metallic tang of repairs and the low thrum of engines straining against jammers. Admiral Thorn met them at the hatch, his streaked gray beard framing a deeply lined face, his piercing steel blue eyes assessing the group as he holstered his pistol. His scarred overcoat billowed slightly in the recycled drafts. "Voss, you bring trouble like a comet's tail. Outpost lost?" Aria nodded grimly. But not the fight. Signal rallied some fragments, rogues and enclaves pinging in. Betrayal warped it, though. "We traced the leak, or the Alliance dies in pieces." Thorn grunted, leading them to the bridge, his sturdy combat boots echoing. The group weaving through corridors where sparks flew from damaged panels, recruits patching holes with improvised seals. The Dravex had evolved their tactics, warp jammers creating isolation bubbles, fragmenting the Alliance's comms and movements, their priests chanting over intercepts that mocked human infighting as the path to erasure, ironic given the Empire's rigid hierarchies crumbling under adaptive strikes. On the bridge, holographic displays flickered with battle maps, red icons swarming Alliance positions, Cryon's enclaves under orbital siege, traitor convoys ambushed in lanes, Thorn's fleet evading pursuers through asteroid fields. "Counterstrikes hitting everywhere," Thorn said, his voice rough with the weight of command. "My ships are holding, but jammers are locking us down. We need a breakthrough." Finn stepped forward, adjusting his wire-rimmed glasses, his lanky frame hovering over a console as he interfaced his gadgets, stammering slightly under the Admiral's gaze. I can help. My tracer from the outpost, it's decoding jammer patterns. If we boost it with ship systems..." Aria clapped his shoulder, her touch steady, drawing a faint blush to his freckled cheeks. "Do it, Finn. Your hack saved us back there." He nodded eagerly, fingers flying, the crush evident in his quick glances at her athletic form, but channeled into brilliance. The console humming as partial traitor clues emerged, signals tracing to encrypted Alliance channels. Escalation built in tense waves. The flagship shuddered under distant plasma impacts, Dravex pursuers closing despite cloaks. Aria took the pilot's chair for evasive maneuvers, her hands dancing over controls, the dreadnought weaving through debris like a predator, her tight shorts and low-cut tank top allowing unrestricted movement as G-forces pressed. Incoming squadron, elites with warp cloaks, Clyra warned, her hologram projecting enemy vectors, sharp angular features tense. Boarding alerts screamed, Dravex squads materializing in lower decks, carapace forms scuttling with plasma claws. Varied action pulsed. Aria led a counterboarding team, her plasma welder clashing in corridor skirmishes, blue flames melting mandibles while she dodged warp-distorted strikes that bent reality like mirages. Finn, from the bridge, deployed his nerdy inventions. EMP traps rigged from scavenged parts, small devices rolling like grenades to fry elite circuits in ironic overloads, his voice steady over comms despite the stutter creeping back under pressure. T-traps online, detonating now. Explosions echoed, buying time as Thorn's veterans laid suppressive fire, their faded uniforms a testament to enduring grit. Moral dilemmas surfaced amid the fray. A captured zealot, its mandibles clicking pleas for purity mercy, revealed fragments of the traitor's plan. Bribed Alliance officers promised sectors in a cleansed galaxy. Thorn hesitated at the console, his deeply lined face conflicted. Execute it or interrogate? Mercy might be a weakness in this war. Clara's voice was cold, her glowing tattoos flaring. Hackett's implant. Ruthless, but we need intel. Humans win by being smarter, not softer. Aria weighed in, her fierce green eyes steady. Interrogate. We're better than their purges. Turn its fear into our edge. The decision paid off, yielding cords for a jammer hub, but the engine's lingering influence, echoes from past warps, ambushed Aria in a maintenance shaft during a lull, visions warping her senses, alternate timelines of Alliance failure, her signals silenced, colonies erased, doubts crashing like nebular storms, her exile's isolation amplified, the weight of Unity's fragility clawing at her. She saw Finn falling in a raid, Thorn's fleet scattered, her own defiance breaking under loss, but human ingenuity surged. Gripping a neon holster gadget, she grounded herself, overloading the warp echo to shatter the illusion, emerging with sweat on her skin, resolve tempered sharper. Not real, she gasped, but the vulnerability lingered, a reminder of the thin line between spark and extinction. In a brief respite on the bridge, as Finn repaired a console beside her, characters deepened in the quiet. Clyra pushed for aggressive hacks, her piercing violet eyes reflecting her grudge. Dravex erased my world's light. Families. Archives. We can't afford hesitation. Purge their nets before they purge us. Thorn shared war stories, his piercing steel blue eyes distant. My fleet hid for decades. Storms warping our kin. Isolation forging us hard. But unity, that's the fire we rediscovered through your signals, Voss. We adapt, endure. That's human strength. Finn revealed his backstory, his voice soft, stutter fading as he confided. Hands working tools. Orphaned in a raid, inspired by your beacon tales. Tinkered in shadows, dreaming of helping. You're incredible. His crush shone through, a stammered compliment during a repair. Your holsters are genius. I mean, you're genius. Earning a teasing grin from Aria, bonding over humanity's defiant ingenuity, his awkward admiration alight amid tension. Irony thickened via intercepted Dravex comms, priests mocking human infighting as doomed, unaware of the resolve knitting tighter. Key events unfolded, unmasking partial traitor clues, Finn's hack decoding signals to a corrupt admiral's channel, suspicion falling on Alliance ranks. A partial counter-strike signal broadcast rallied scattered forces, pings blooming, rogues vectoring, enclaves arming, but the leak twisted some, drawing ambushes. Finn's breakthrough exposed invasion cords, a massive Dravex fleet converging on the Alliance's core hub. Gee, got it. The command's exposed, he exclaimed, blushing under praise. But the betrayal deepened fully in a surge. The corrupt admiral revealed as Thorn's old second-in-command, his transmission hissing over comms, selling out for Dravex promises. Unity's a myth. I'll claim the remnants. The flagship rocked, entering the nebula ambush. Dravex elites warping in as one, their ships materializing like phantoms, jammers locking down escapes. The team scrambled, Aria piloting evasive twists, Finn rigging defenses, Clara slicing countermeasures, Thorn barking orders. The nebulous haze swallowed them, elites boarding with triumphant chants, the Alliance's fate teetering as reinforcements flickered uncertainly on sensors, leaving them trapped in a swirling trap where Counter-Strike clashed with Purge. The nebula ambush churned like a vortex of vengeance, gaseous tendrils coiling around Thorn's flagship in a haze of indigo and crimson, Dravex elites warping aboard in flashes of distorted space, their carapaced forms materializing with plasma claws ignited and mandibles clicking triumphant chants of purity. Aria Voss vaulted over a console on the bridge, her flowing dark hair trailing like a banner of defiance. Fierce green eyes locked on the intruders as she ignited her plasma welder, its blue flame cutting through the dim emergency glow. The betrayal's revelation. The corrupt admiral, Thorn's former second-in-command, exposed as a traitor, feeding cords to the Empire, hung heavy but action drowned doubt. The Alliance's fate balanced on this counterstrike, humans adapting in the fire where rigid zealots faltered. "Bridge secure. Hold the line," Aria shouted, her low-cut tank top shifting with the motion, tight shorts and rugged boots grounding her athletic stance as she seared a zealot's limb, molten chitin spraying. Finn Harlan scrambled beside her, his messy blonde hair matted with sweat, wire-rimmed glasses slipping down his freckled nose as he hunched over a portable console, patched overalls bulging with gadgets. J-jammers are peeking, turning them against the elites. "My inverter hack. It'll loop their warps back." He tapped furiously, his lanky frame tense, the crush on Aria fueling a frantic ingenuity, his blue eyes flicking to her with a mix of awe and determination. Clara's hologram pulsed nearby, her piercing violet eyes analyzing streams, as bioluminescent tattoos flared around her, boosting his code. "Do it, geek. I've got the firewall slice. Make them eat their own purity." Admiral Thorn barked orders from the command chair, his streaked gray beard framing a grimace, piercing steel-blue eyes scanning holograms as he fired his pistol. Scarred overcoat billowing. "Gunners, phase shifts on my mark. Rogues incoming." The climax erupted in chaotic brilliance. Aria outwitted an elite squad charging the bridge, dodging a warp-distorted claw that folded the air like paper, countering with Finn's gadget, a handheld jammer inverter from his utility belt that she slapped onto a console, turning the enemy's cloaks against them. The elites flickered, their forms looping in self-inflicted warps, materializing inside their own hulls or vanishing into non-space, ironic screams echoing as their divine tech betrayed them. "That's for underestimating us," Aria growled, her fierce green eyes blazing. The uprising ignited across the nebula, Alliance fragments bursting from hiding, forgotten warships with temporal upgrades phasing through debris like ghosts, their pre-schism hulls reinforced with crystal plating from Creon, slingshotting beams that disrupted Dravex shields and cascading failures. Rogues and patched fighters rammed enemy flanks, kinetic hulls crumpling spiked armor like foil, while enclaves launched missile volleys jury-rigged from mining ordnance, glowing shards warping local gravity to pull foes into collisions. Battle diversity thundered. Fleet clashes where Thorn's dreadnought coordinated phase shifts, beams punching through warps to strike cores, ground raids on boarded Dravex command ships, Aria leading teams through venting corridors, her welder flashing in zero-G spins as she cleared zealots, Fins on the fly inventions, portable EMP emitters clipped to her neon holsters, frying squads in bursts. A rogue captain, inspired by Aria's signals, exploited a jammer gap, his fighter darting like a needle to ram a cruiser bridge, explosions blooming in nebular hues as chain reactions lit the void. Finn's hacks amplified the chaos, his console alive with code as he stammered updates, F-Fleet self-sabotage initiating, their purges looping inward. Solace's core, synced through Clara, turned Dravex jammers against their own, ships erasing formations in divine implosions, hulls folding like crushed exoskeletons. HFY resilience shone, humans improvised with scavenged gear, temporal upgrades from artifacts turning warships intangible, enclave missiles adapting mid-flight to evade countermeasures, overwhelming the Empire's numbers through sheer will and clever twists, the rigid zealots, chance fracturing into panic. Sub-battles flared. On a captured Dravex vessel, Aria confronted the traitor admiral, a once loyal human now clad in hybrid armor, his face twisted with greed. "You sold us for scraps," she accused, dodging his augmented strikes, her plasma welder clashing. Finn, patching in remotely, fed her data, exposing his comms, while Thorn provided covering fire, the Admiral's piercing steel-blue eyes cold with justice. "For the Alliance," Thorn growled, a shot wounding the traitor. Aria finished it, her fierce green eyes unyielding. "Humans don't break, we rebuild." The traitor fell, his defeat broadcasting across channels, solidifying wavering recruits. Moral beats wove through. Finn's crush pushed him to heroism, stammering as he rigged a final hack amid boarding chaos. Aria, if we don't make it, you're the reason I fought." She grinned, clapping his shoulder. "We make it, Finn. Your brains, our spark. That's unbeatable." Clara's grudge fueled ruthless efficiency, her hologram slicing enemy nets. "For my lost light," she murmured, tattoos glowing as purges rebounded. Thorn reflected on Isolation's end, his deeply lined face softening. "From ghosts to guardians, your counterstrike reignited us." The Dravex fleet faltered, ships colliding in warp confusion, their elites routed as Alliance forces pressed, rogues exploiting gaps with ram tactics, forgotten warships broadsiding command vessels and phase barrages. High priests broadcasts cracked with desperation, their dismissals of rabble turning to pleas for retreat, the Empire's rigidity no match for human chaos. Victory crested as Finn's inverter overloaded the central jammer hub, a nebula-wide pulse-shattering isolation bubbles, Alliance fragments reuniting in a symphony of pings, enclaves cheering, rogues whooping, Thorn's fleet thundering approval. The remaining Dravex limped away, vanishing into the haze like dispelled shadows. With the counterstrike won, Aria broadcast a unifying signal from the flagship's core, her voice echoing galaxy-wide. "Humans, the Empire struck. We countered harder. The Alliance stands unbreakable." It solidified the newborn coalition, pacts forging where doubt once lingered, scattered survivors emerging bolder. Hours later, on a secured Alliance hub, a reclaimed station orbiting a stable star, its crystalline spires from Cryon integrated with pre-schism tech, bioluminescent lights pulsing like celebratory stars. The survivors gathered in a vast plaza, scarred hulls docked as monuments, faces etched with endurance's grit. Miners with sharpened shards, rogues clutching salvaged gear, veterans in faded uniforms, all shoulder to shoulder, cheers rising like a wave. Thorn clasped Aria's hand, his voice thick. "You defended what we built. My fleet stories of hiding now, tales of triumph. We adapted, united. That's the human blaze." A young Enclave survivor shared, echoing past pleas. "We held with wits and tools. Your signal turned fear to fire." Finn stepped forward, his lanky frame straighter. Messy blonde hair combed back. Wire-rimmed glasses polished, patched overalls a badge of honor. "Ah, Aria, Beacon Keeper, your legend inspired me, but seeing you fight, I have a crush. I mean, you're amazing, not just for that, but, yeah." Blushes colored his freckles, the crowd chuckling warmly. Aria smiled, her fierce green eyes soft, flowing dark hair catching the lights. "Brave confession, Finn. Your hacks saved us. You earned respect, and maybe more." She ruffled his hair, the moment light amid victory, his awkward heroism celebrated. Clara nodded, her form fully present, tattoos warm. "From shadows to allies, your resilience lit my path." The ceremony swelled with HFY speeches, elders recounting improvisations, jammers turned weapons, betrayals forging bonds, fragments into an unbreakable whole. Cheers crescendoed, a testament to the blaze that refused to be extinguished. Emotional beats lingered. Aria overcoming isolation's echoes, her childhood helplessness transformed into leadership. Finn finding confidence beyond gadgets, Thorn rediscovering purpose, Clara healing grudges through unity. As the gathering dispersed, Aria stood on the hub's viewport, gazing at the starry void, wind from vents whipping her hair, her low-cut tank top fluttering, a fierce grin hinting at evolving wars. Aliens would whisper of the counterstrike that defended an alliance, Dravex reeling, deeper threats lurking, ancient anomalies or rival empires stirring. Doubt was banished, her will, humanity's will, the eternal blaze. The counterstrike is won, she muttered, but the war evolves. The galaxy watched. Humanity's legacy, an unending fire, promising no purge could quench the resilient spark.